Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Enrique and Today FM rocks here in Tavua.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilay Tiambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks here in Usur.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, inconsiderate drivers slow road repair. Health Minister demands change in service delivery. And suspected Doloi Suva trespassers bailed.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
The attitude of inconsiderate drivers has led the Fiji Roads Authority to suspend night works on the 4-lane project along the Kings Road from the Rewa Bridge to Nakasi 9 miles. FRA says this will cause further delay in completing the project. Pranita Prakash reports.
The Fiji Roads Authority has called off night works due to the behavior of some arrogant and inconsiderate drivers.
But if drivers continue to drive recklessly and ignore all the signs and put my guys at risk, we may end up closing sections of the road or putting speed bumps in there. I've already asked LTA to consider putting traffic cameras there once the job's finished, or on the entire length, to try and manage the speed issue. It's reckless and it's stupid.
The work on the 3.8-kilometre upgrade project may now take longer than expected.
Unfortunately, that will cause a delay. We are probably looking at maybe into July before we finish now. I know a lot of people think that's an excuse for buying time, but it isn't. We were due to finish towards the end of June, but simple arithmetic tells you if you remove the night working, you remove the productivity, therefore it gets longer.
FRA says some motorists drive on the Kings Road like it's a busy highway. However, it's not, as the road is under construction. They are also calling on drivers to treat the construction site with respect and allow workers to conduct their work in a safe environment to avoid any accident. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
10 men from Doloi Suva who were arrested over the weekend and charged with criminal trespass were bailed by the Nasinu Magistrates Court today. The men allegedly entered the premises of the Savura Dam, Doloi Suva, held placards and made threats to cut water supply to the greater Suva area. Akusita Tale reports the 11th accused did not make it to court as he was admitted in hospital due to illness.
These men were produced at the Nasinu Magistrates Court today after being in custody since Saturday. The group broadcast their grievances and concerns on placards via social media. A heavy police presence was cited as a big group of landowners from Doloi Suva turned up to be present at the court sitting. There was no drama and the 10 walked out smiling after their bail was granted. Defense counsel Nico Nawaikula told the court his clients will strictly follow the bail conditions that have been set and submitted the 10 disclosures to court. The men have been instructed to report to their nearest police station, surrender their travel documents, and ensure their sureties are employed. They have also been ordered to stay 200 meters away from the dam, which is a government property, not to interfere with any employees of the Water Authority who work at the dam, and they've been given a curfew from 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. The men are expected to take their plea on the 18th of next month. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
Health Minister Dr. Ifiremi Wangai-Nambete, while speaking at the Quality Management Seminar in Lami today, has admitted that there is always a mismatch between the demand and the supply of resources for health in Fiji. Ali Kimbia with the story.
As the demand for quality healthcare escalates, Minister for Health Dr. Ifiremi Wangai-Nambete has demanded for a change in the way services are provided.
And a change for the better needs to be spread throughout the Ministry of Health and Medical Services and become the dominant culture. There is no better place to start with than with us as leaders, because a change inside this room will have a ripple effect across divisions and sections throughout our ministry.
With our health services sometimes faced with a lot of criticism, Dr. Wangai-Nambete says there are issues that can be solved on the spot.
All the problems that are there in the hospitals, the divisions, can be solved by the people who run it. And I have complete faith in them. One thing that I also realize, the 80% is system, 20% are people.
Dr. Wangai Nambete is calling on doctors and nurses to bring real change to Fijians.
I urge you, all of us today, including myself, to embrace the change. For as we lead, the future is beckoning us to be better. Remember, the future just doesn't arrive. It's actually built.
The Health Ministry is currently working on an institutional and managerial framework for high-quality productivity and services delivery within the ministry. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
The World Bank Human Capital in the Pacific Summit was held in Nadi yesterday, with a number of Pacific finance ministers coming together to respond to the World Bank's call for increased investments in human capital, which is the knowledge, skills and health that people accumulate over their lives. Economy Minister Ayaz Said Qayyum says it's critical to invest in health and education as a means to ensure human capital is taken care of, in addition to developing more inclusive societies. Maggie Boyle reports.
A country's human capital is a critical driver of sustainable economic growth. This was, in essence, the deliberations of the World Bank's Pacific Finance Ministers meeting.
You know, you can have the beauty of your country, you can have a wonderful geographical location, but with things like climate change, phenomena like climate change, the beauty of the country can go. If you don't look after the environment can actually deteriorate. But one thing that you always need is your people.
Ensuring a more consultative community, the Economy Minister says, is also imperative for future development.
We need to be able to, when I talk about building an inclusive society, we need to have the significant proportion of the population having a say in the landscape of the country. And sometimes political leaders, policy makers don't necessarily tap into this knowledge base that exists.
Last October, the World Bank launched a global human capital project, an accelerated effort to assess the progress countries have made in building human capital and to help them invest more and more effectively in their people. World Bank's Vice President for the East Asia Pacific, Victoria Kwakwa, says committing more and better investments for people is fundamental for the future prosperity of Pacific economies. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Still to come, Fiji meat industry faces various challenges and Ramadan begins today. Details after the break.
Nambula FM, nambandua ya nasere.
Hoya uvasit sai sai lambasa, ya ndo talita ina warong Nambula FM nambandua ya nasere.
Gua da tumeli ako na tao no hinga toka. Talita kina na warong Nambula FM, nambandua ya nasere.
Wana mtuwa Nambula FM, nambandua ya nasere mwaluan.
Na vengo fanya na tao.
The Fiji meat industry is not self-sufficient, as they only manage to cover their cost margins and could not pay the 10% return for the use of government assets. While making the submission on the Fiji Meat Industry Board 2014 annual report to the Standing Committee on Economic Affairs, the Permanent Secretary for Agriculture says the company is facing challenges in terms of technology and operation. Kritika Kumar reports.
The Permanent Secretary says the company to some extent is taking a loss.
It was just basically making roughly $100,000 to $10,000 profit. At the times, it's if you remove the abnormal revenues, it's making a loss.
The increase in the cost of processing restricts the company from making a profit.
The fixed fee that we are allowed to charge our consumers, it restricts the company in making profits.
He says the new board is reviewing the legislation of the Meat Act as they are still using the 1970 legislation.
We just try to modernize it and bring it so the legislation with the operations to come up and to be compatible.
The Permanent Secretary says they are currently working on a restocking program with the bulk suppliers in the sector. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
The Police Force and the Accident Compensation Commission have achieved another milestone with the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding. The MOU covers information sharing and relationship building between the two organizations. It formalizes cooperation on statistics, investigation and even reporting, which is critical for the Accident Compensation Commission. Brigadier General Siti Venigilio says the partnership only formalizes the work they have been doing. The MOU was signed in Suva by the Police Commissioner Brigadier General Siti Venigilio and ACCF Chief Executive Parvez Akbar.
We have a key role to play in terms of investigations and getting those reports to the right place so that these compensation claims can be dealt with promptly.
Ramadan is the most sacred month in the Islamic calendar and it begins today. For the next 30 days, Muslims around the country will fast during the daytime. Many will come together at their homes or at the mosque to break their fast each day. The Fiji Muslim League has stated that the moon has been sighted, therefore the commencement today. Muslims believe God revealed the first verses of the Quran to the Prophet Muhammad during Ramadan, which starts with the sighting of the new moon. And turning to world news, Prince Harry is over the moon following the birth of his son, his and wife Meghan's first child early this morning. Later in sports with Jamie, he'll have all the very latest from the Premier League, but first Anna joins us for the latest in business.
Thanks, Jackie. Coming up after the break, the key to smart cities revealed. And in growing Fiji, road maintenance on the island of Ngau nears completion. Stay with us.
For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singapore. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Seni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Coral Coast, Singapore. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Marida. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger, Singapore.
Gold FM.
Smart cities and an infusion of traditional knowledge with technology is one of the key elements for future city developments, ensuring long-term sustainability. This, in essence, is what one eco-architect suggested when it comes to looking at the future development of cities and towns. Professor Jason Pomeroy, who was a key speaker at the 52nd Asian Development Bank's annual Board of Governors meeting, highlighted the importance of talking to communities. Pomeroy says it's imperative that there is a consultative approach when it comes to design and development of living spaces which Fijians inhabit.
Increasingly, what we're seeing is that smart cities are very people-driven. They're very much about trying to wake up to this understanding that people's culture and people's places in society is important, and in particular, how people should be able to communicate their feelings openly with governments to say, this is what I want out of my city.
We now join Sharon with the latest from the money market.
The US dollar was mostly flat against its major rivals today after pairing losses against the Japanese yen. The ongoing discussion between the two economic superpowers is still setting the tone of the market. China has backed down on substantial commitments it has made during trade talks with the US, and that prompted US President Donald Trump to impose additional tariffs on Chinese goods set to go into effect on Friday. Meanwhile, the Australian March trade balance numbers released today showed a strong $4.9 billion trade surplus, despite exports falling in the month. Next up will be the interest rate decision by the Reserve Bank of Australia, with the expectation of a rate cut of 25 basis points. So let's see if they're able to surprise the market in any way. And that's all from HFC Bank for now. Vinaka.
Here are today's exchange rates as set this morning. The Fiji dollar was back on the rise, gaining against the Chinese yuan, the US greenback, the kiwi, the kina and the yen. It showed some slippage against the strengthening Australian dollar and the euro. Looking at commodities, the price of oil has gone back on the rise, gaining almost $2 to close at over $62 per barrel. Gold rose to $1,282 per ounce and silver closed up at $14.91 an ounce. Road maintenance on the island of Ngau nears completion. A crew of 11 men is working to complete a total of 28.5 kilometers of the Ngau Circular Road and 696 meters of the Jetty Road. The work has involved drainage, grading with compaction, removal of high shoulders, pavement, bridging and metalling. A total of 10 heavy machines have been shipped to the island to do the maintenance work. That's it from Business Tonight. Jamie's up with sports.
Thank you, Anna, and good evening in sports tonight. Flying Fijians coach after Crusaders winger, and Baber refuses to be overwhelmed by series title race. Details coming up.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm a Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Kritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Flying Fijians head coach John McKee hopes Sevoloni Rees will turn out for Fiji at this year's World Cup in Japan. Rees's contract with the Crusaders is an obstacle at the moment, but it's something the Fiji Rugby Union plans to discuss with their New Zealand counterparts.
I met with Sevu in Christchurch a couple of weeks back, and yeah, Sevu would dearly love to play for Fiji. He's currently on a Super Rugby contract, which technically prevents him from doing that, which is, to me, pretty unfortunate that New Zealand Rugby, have structured their contracts in that way. It's around technically who the player is eligible for, and if a player plays for another country other than New Zealand, he is counted as a foreign player on their Super Rugby roster.
Heading into the last leg of the World Series, Fiji Airways Sevens coach Gareth Baber says his main focus is getting the best out of his players in every game. While the series title is in reach with 2 tournaments remaining and automatic Olympic qualification up for grabs, Baber believes he should not worry himself about everything on offer, but rather maintain his attention on refining his players.
All teams, and they want to finish strong at the end of the season, be it for Olympic qualification, the top spots in the series itself, or obviously for their own momentum in their own programs. So it's the same every tournament we go to. We've got to be at the best of what we can be. I don't look to find other people, other teams. I've got a big enough job and a task to ensure that my players are where they need to be to perform.
Fiji Football Chief Executive Mohammed Yusuf says the Inter-District Championship venue may change depending on the availability of Govind Park and Ba. Govind Park was set to host this year's IDC, but due to delays to refurbishment work taking place, chances are it might be moved to Lautoka or Nandi. However, Yusuf says they will make the final decision after discussion with the relevant authorities.
Govind Park has been was the official venue, but once we discuss with the ministry and if the park is not available, then it could come back to Lautoka or maybe Nandi. So we'll make a decision by end of the month.
The national football side will need to work hard efforts to qualify for the 2020 Olympic Games in Tokyo, Japan next year. Fiji has been drawn in Pool B for the Olympic qualifier, which it will host, and will need to overcome third-ranked Vanuatu, Papua New Guinea and Tonga. Young Isikeli Verevalu has never regretted taking up baseball. The journey that started 4 years ago could be taking him abroad. The 12-year-old from Nandonumai is one of more than 20 kids preparing for the Under-12 World Cup in Taiwan from the 26th of July to the 4th of August.
I started playing when I was in year 2, now I'm in year 6 and I enjoy it. I always tell my friends to come and join me.
Tonga's rugby league team is fighting hard to keep its players from joining rival teams amidst the ongoing drama at board level. One news reveals a star playmaker, Jason Taumalolo, has even stepped in to make sure the team and administration has the right leadership. Tiger Woods has become just the fourth golfer in history to collect America's prestigious Presidential Medal of Freedom. In today's play of the day, the stunning strike that ensured Manchester City go into the final round of the Premier League season at the top of the table. The Sky Blues needed a win to maintain a 1-point lead over Liverpool in the standings. And after 70 goalless minutes against Leicester City, skipper Vincent Kompany broke the deadlock with this touch of magic. That's it from sports tonight. Join Angie later on with weather and new media, a powerful smartwatch that you never have to charge. Find out more after the break.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबुआ से जैसे ट्रेनी नोट मशहूर है वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फीजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 फेमस है।
रेडियो फीजी 2।
In new media tonight, a look at the world's most powerful smartwatch you never have to charge. It's weather time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. How are you on this great Tuesday? It was such a cool day throughout the country with light shower spells upon us, and it turned very windy by afternoon. Also in other news, a 7.2 magnitude earthquake struck in the highlands of Papua New Guinea. Thankfully, there wasn't any tsunami alert. Now taking a look in the west, humid sunny weather, wonderful for taking a trip down. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, sunny and very warm. The evening we'll see some showers. And up north, more of the same sunny conditions. At sea, southeast winds 25 knots, very rough seas. For the tides, low tide at 8:37 p.m. and high tide at 2:29 a.m. Sunrise at 6:22. For tomorrow, rain will taper off, leaving us with windy and cool temperatures. Tomorrow's temps, Suva and Savu to be the coolest at 27 degrees. And looking further on to Thursday, looks like we might have some dry conditions returning. The weather looks great and very cool. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fijian Pulse tonight, we asked, should there be more awareness on importing and exporting of tambua?
I think there should be more awareness. It's something that we hold dear to our heart as a traditional artifact.
I think there should be more awareness in Fiji so that people may know the importance of exporting tambua to overseas.
We definitely need more awareness as a lot of people know nothing about exporting and importing tambua.
In the world of the weird and not so wonderful, a road in China that has a beautiful scenery if you're taking a drive. However, you need to be extra careful, otherwise death awaits you. Definitely not a place I'd like to visit anytime soon. Recapping the main stories for tonight: inconsiderate drivers slow road repair, Health Minister demands change in service delivery, and suspected Dholoi Suva trespassers bailed. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. To our poll question segment, we're asking this week, should severe penalties be imposed on those who sell undersized marine species? Remember to visit our FBC website to answer. That's www.fbcnews.com.fj. And before we go, our shot of the day. In a first for Fiji, a 30-metre in length LCD screen was mounted as the main backdrop at the Convention Centre for the 52nd ADB high-level meeting in Nadi. And that was captured by a crew who were on location shooting the entire event. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, stay safe, stay warm. Good night.
Bula, neva ngo malakai leloma, ngo ngai nakas on tumakarong ng Bula FM, nambang 2 na sere.
Oya ubasit sai lambasa, ya on talita na warong ng Bula FM, nambang 2 na sere.
Gua do tumeli ako na tao no hinga toka, talita kina na warong ng Bula FM, nambang 2 na sere.
Wana tunga ng Bula FM, nambang 2 na sere maluan.
Neva ngo fane na tao no singa toka, kita on talita ka ng Bula FM, nambang 2 na sere.
Bula FM, nambang 2 na sere.